The Forgotten Realms are home to many a strange and fearsome creature. Here, we aim to discuss them all. Go not blindly into the unknown, adventurer. Join us in Browsing the Bestiary.
Welcome back
Welcome back
to Browsing the Bestiary, a podcast that takes an in-depth look at all those creatures that put the monster in Monster Manual, the beast in Bestiary, and of course, the dragons in Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Dungeon Mistress Jayde.
And this is Lore Master Andy. Hello.
Woo!
Woo! Welcome back, folks. What's new, Jayde?
Oh, just tired from filming stuff today.
Ooh. Yeah, we had a day of shooting IRL content that is going to be...
Yeah, you'll get to see our beautiful faces soon.
They are beautiful. And yeah, it's gonna start dripping out to you on the socials, and we are super excited. Also, it was nice to do one of these in person for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, we don't get to meet in person too much since Andy lives an hour from me.
I know, a whole
hour
hour.
20 minutes.
Yeah, that's like 3 days in Midwest time. So got to gotta
Definitely in my time because I hate driving.
yeah, that's fair. When trains, give me trains, please.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Speaking of trains, just got back from a trip to Japan. It was the best. The trains are amazing, but also walking a lot. My poor soft American body was not used to it.
Unlike the rugged adventurers that we talk about in D&D, our bodies are soft and weak. And
walking hurts my feet.
Yeah, walking hurts my feet and spine. Oh. I feel like the family dog. Oh, you changed my food. Oh, now my tummy hurts. Oh, I walked too much.
Actually, that's my dog. We have to give her sensitive senior food.
Oh.
She's precious.
Poor baby. Oh. Well, so welcome back again. This is part 2 of Why Are They Hot? Our episode on centaurs. Last episode, we threw a whole bunch of lore at you about centaurs, who especially got some love in 2nd edition. So much about them in 2nd edition. Good God. Centaurs made an appearance in several of the newer Forgotten Realms worlds in 2nd edition, like Al-Qadim and the Horde, as well as making appearances in some of the other more kind of staple D&D worlds, like Greyhawk and Dragonlance. Today we're going to pick up right where we left off in part 1, starting with 3rd edition's lore and making our way all the way into the present. We finally got our hands on the 2025 Monster Manual.
Finally. I'm sure you guys have been yelling at us.
Yes. Wow, when are they going to get it? Well, we got it. You're welcome. So no more speculation on that section because we actually have the book. So starting with this episode, we will be adding in the 2025 Monster Manual section for centaurs. Speaking of speculation, we would eventually like to revisit some of the monsters from our previous episodes and see if our 2025 predictions came true or not. And dig in a little bit more on the changes made compared to 5th edition. So keep an eye out for those eventual minisodes. Ooh,
More content.
Finally, after all that lore, get ready for a longer scenario where a certain halfling gets her time in the spotlight. Ooh. So without further ado, let's head right into 3rd edition to see what heavy-hitting changes were made to our fine 4-legged friends. Hey, it's Andy and Jayde from the future here.
Hi, it's future Jayde.
And we accidentally cooked up way too much lore for our...
A little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit too much lore for our 3rd and 4th edition sections. So we thought instead of making one 2.5 hour long episode, we'd break it up into a part 2 and a part 3. So this is actually part 2 of our 3-part series on centaurs. It goes to the end of 4th edition. We will tackle 5th edition and 5.5 in the next installment. So look for that. And like we said, you get an extra long scenario at the end of that one. So that's all for that. Future Andy and Jayde out.
So 3rd edition is going to be pretty long again. I'm just going to warn you guys. And actually, third edition, I'm sad to say, folks, does not go hard.
Oof. Oof.
It's unfortunate. I mean, there's a couple parts that are pretty fun. But yeah, I was kind of sad at third edition. So in third edition, centaurs first appear in the third edition 3.0 2000 monster manual. Unfortunately, while the description of the centaur does seem to like synthesize and clarify like all the overall lore from the previous editions, there doesn't really seem to be any major changes. Some appreciated clarifications are how the centaurs use their different weapons. So, for example, their great clubs are, of course, their favored weapons that they carry wherever they go.
Makes sense.
Their shields and bows are weapons that they take whenever they go hunting or scouting. And then their lances are specifically used as weapons of war.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, that's kind of a cool change.
Yeah, I like the clarification. It does still say that their favorite battle tactics is the hit and run approach with their bows.
Yeah.
So that's gonna stay the same, I think, throughout. Which just makes sense.
Yeah.
Centaurs are just known for their archery.
Yeah, well, not to mention, right, they're very good at running. So why would they not hit and then run? It just makes sense. Come on.
Hit them with your car and then run away.
Oh no, centaurs, D&D's drive-by fighters. Oh no.
For third edition, the centaur stats are of course updated to third edition mechanics. Now giving the centaur a base speed of 50 feet. 26 HP and an AC of 15. So a good middle ground kind of monster.
And just for my own 5th edition brain, I really appreciate, right, that these are numbers that make sense to me now. I see an AC of 15, I go, that makes sense. We're not doing the previous system where it's like, oh no, the low AC is actually better, because then I have to do reverse math and I don't like that.
Yeah, and the rate speed instead of just giving us a average feet or inches.
Yeah, well, are we in a dungeon or are we outside? Well, you know what? I don't want to think about that because brain no work.
Calculate the rate speed of a centaur inside a cave. Go.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean, African or European?
Oh, I don't know that. Oh gosh, you made me lose my place, Andy. Actually, I was gonna say, the AC looks normal now, and then we'll get into 4th edition, and it's like, the AC is like 40, and we're like, what does that mean?
Yeah. We'll talk about that when we get to 4th edition, because it gets a little silly.
It gets funny. Anyway, so in 3rd edition, the Centaur Society remains relatively the same. Like I said, there's some clarifications. The male centaurs stay the hunters, the female centaurs stay with the young, and centaurs mainly associate with elves, and they live harmoniously with nature in their lairs near the pretty pastures, near the water.
Iconic.
So it's all same, right? And centaurs. Another thing, and I think this stays throughout all the editions, is that they are still predisposed to being boorish under the influence of alcohol. It is a tired trope, and I was hoping it would go away in future editions, but I don't think it does.
Yeah, why can't they just become awesome under the influence of alcohol, right? Instead of becoming boorish, they're just really great. They tell lots of stories. Maybe they're really good at dancing. I personally think that satyrs shouldn't be the only half man, half beasts who are the life of the party. I'm just saying.
Seriously. And it would open up them. Instead of being like a ranger, they could be a drunken master monk. That would be so funny. Like a horse just like drunkenly kicking around.
Yeah. Like for their flurry of blows, they just kind of start like clumsily break dancing, and their hoofs are just flying all over the place. I like that. Somebody
next character.
Yeah, that's
next
right.
Character.
That's my next player character. That's right.
Third edition also changes the number of centaurs you see in the wild and in the tribe. A tribe now usually consists of 20 to 200 centaurs.
Oh wow.
With still pretty big.
Yeah.
But it is the whole tribe, not the ones you see in the wild.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, and the tribe comes with the addition of, quote, 10 third-level sergeants, 5 fifth-level lieutenants, and 1 leader of between 5 to 9th level.
Ooh, 9th level leader. See, now that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. The only other major addition to this section is the explicit mention of the centaur's worship of the god Scarret.
Okay.
Who is the god of nature and community. Now, Scarret has always been the god of the centaurs and as well as the satyrs.
Okay.
Since he first appeared in the famous Deities and Demigods published in 1980. In Deities and Demigods, Scarret is described as a spirit that moves through the plants and the animals of the forest, making sure that nature stays in balance. And specifically to the centaurs, the Scarret is often portrayed as kind of the perfect version of their race, basically a skilled hunter that is, practically one with nature. And actually, the one with nature aspect is put into practical terms through Scarret's stat block, which I really think is one of the main reasons Deity and Demigods as a book is so popular and very expensive. Like I've been searching to get my hands on this book.
Oh, really?
And it's like 150. People put it on Facebook Marketplace for like $150.
Ooh,
and I think it's a good reason because this book actually gives the gods stat blocks.
Oh, okay. Now that makes sense. I imagine that DMs everywhere, 3rd edition rolls around, and they were very relieved to finally have those stat blocks when their overconfident players decided it was time to have a showdown with the deity. It's like, all right, you know what? I'm taking on Mount Celestia. Oh, wait, what? You're not panicking, DM. No, I'm not.
I'm not.
Does a 35 hit your AC? What do you mean?
No, it's really. I think it's a really nice book to have, and I wish we had more of those nowadays because let me tell you, I've been searching for a deity stat block for no reason, Andy. No reason at all. It's so hard to find one.
Scared player noises.
But and going back to Scared stat block, it's truly scary how powerful these gods can get. And I don't think Scared's like a huge god. But in terms of stats, listen to this. So Scarret is a 14th level cleric and druid. A 10th level illusionist. And a 9th level bard.
Oh my god. How many levels is that? That's like over 40 levels. Oh wow.
Something like that. Yeah.
Jesus.
And his abilities, he has an armor class of 2, which as we, discovered with like we did with the, the rate speed, as Andy mentioned, armor class in older editions when it's lower is actually better.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 is extremely high. That's insane.
Because you're subtracting it from the attack roll, right? So obviously, if they have a higher sum, then you're not going to hit them. Yeah, as a whole.
Wow.
Yeah. So he has an armor class of 2 and a movement rate of 21, which I think when we talked about earlier edition of the Centaur, the rate for them was 18.
Yeah. That's a fast boy.
Yeah. He has a +3 spear that hits between 2 to 20 points of damage plus his strength.
Oof.
Yep. And those attacking Scarret have a -4 to their attack due to Scarret's ability to literally manipulate like plants to block attacks for him.
Wow.
So he's just like having vines like swat away your arrow like, that's not gonna hit me.
Yeah. Nah, bitch. Tree power. No, didn't think so. Wow. All right. Well, that's very scary. Scarret.
It's scary.
Yeesh.
And last thing I want to mention, it doesn't say directly, but with a 25 in strength, I can only imagine how hard his hoof kick is gonna be.
Yeah, that's just immediate internal bleeding. Like your ribs.
You're knocking the wizard down twice.
Yeah, the wizard's just dead. He's
He's dead, Jim.
yeah, he's dead, Jim. He's already died and gone on to the next life. He's shaking his head from beyond the grave.
No more fireballs.
No more fireballs. That's right.
Guys.
No more wizards. Jesus.
Yeah. So don't mess with Scarret. And he does remain the god for the centaurs. Throughout the editions, we're not going to mention him again, but him and Sylvanus as well is another god of nature.
Yes.
Who also appears to be the gods for the centaurs.
The Oak Father.
Oak Father, preserve us. As my handsome elf.
that mountain of an elf.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shouts out to all the Halson enjoyers out there.
Oh yeah, you know. Anyone who has met the bear.
Yeah, I shouldn't say that, but I'm going to anyway. Wild shape for me, Daddy.
Bear mixing of the Greek variety, am I
right? I'm the best aspects of man and beast. They're gonna cancel us, Jay. They're gonna cancel us.
Oh, I don't think so. The Halson girlies have our back.
Yes.
Girlies, boys, and NBs.
That's right.
Friends?
That's right. Our Halson girlies, boys, and NBs. Yep. Shouts out.
Personally, I'm a Shark fan. And I know Andy, you're a Karlach lover. But
Karlach's my girl. We vibe.
Halson's for everyone, and
That's
he
true.
will be for everyone.
Yeah. Well, and nobody. I know we're getting off topic here, but the funniest part is that nobody cares if you like share with Halson. They're like, no, that makes sense. You go for it. You have fun. I'll still be waiting for you.
It is really funny. They're like, of course. Why wouldn't I share with Halson?
Yeah, they're like, I have something to tell you. What? Are you cheating on me? Well, no. I think I have feelings for Halson. Oh no, me too. No. That makes sense. You go do that.
They're like, yeah, that's just obvious.
Yes. When did this become a Baldur's Gate 3 fan podcast?
I'm always down for that.
Yes. Hit up Dungeon Mistress Jayde for building your characters in BG3.
Oh, I'm still working on that. I haven't beat honor mode yet.
Oh man. I don't want to talk about where I am in the story. Everybody's laughing at me. We should move on.
I laugh at you. Where are you at? Get on my level, Andy.
I know. I need to finish Act 3. I've been on Act 3 for like 2 years.
It's been 2 years.
I know. And not even from like lack of trying. I was just like, wow, this is a lot. I'll take a break. And then my break spanned 2 years.
Yeah. No, Act 3 is a lot.
Yeah. I'll get back
Honestly,
to it.
My second run through, I was like, I missed all of these places in Act 3. How did I miss this?
That's insane. Which I'm guessing there's even more stuff because like they went and updated and patched and stuff since then. So
that's true. Yeah. Patch 8 finally came out.
Yeah. I'll have to be an extra attentive little story goblin. Get all the side quests.
You just tell me every second where you're at.
Share your location with me. Okay, I'll share it through my sending stone. Because Dungeons and Dragons.
Life 360 on sending stone. If you want to sponsor us, Life 360.
Yes, that's right.
So all your adventures don't get lost.
Yeah, we have no sponsors, so there you go. All right, what's next?
All right. Yep, moving on. Okay. So that was 3rd edition. Now we're gonna move on to 3.5 edition, where the centaurs appear in their first monster manual, published in 2003. It appears again with same artwork. Andy, we
Uh,
didn't talk about the artwork.
yeah. I mean, okay.
Which, yeah.
Like, okay. So here's the thing, right? This artwork, I get what they were going for. Okay. This is a very high fantasy centaur.
Mm.
Obviously, horse half, very nice, very horsey.
Very horsey.
Yeah, I don't know, if you're a horse appreciator, it's like that's a nicely illustrated horse half. Top half, right? Physique, impeccable. 6-pack,
Perfect.
8-pack, so many muscles. But it's when we get from the neck up that we start to have some issues, right? I like that they elongated the ears to give more of this kind of like fae type look to them. I love the big feather earrings. Looks great. But that face, Jayde, what is happening here?
I'm not sure. It's like more animalistic.
Mm-hmm.
It almost looks cat-like, I want to say.
Yeah, it's it like juts forward a little bit. Yeah, the brows are kind of like protruding a bit.
It's a very short forehead, like
Yeah.
an inch forehead.
It's very weird. Which the hair is cool. I do like how they illustrated the hair, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
it unfortunately, just a spoiler alert, audience. The third edition and not fourth edition, fifth edition. For some reason, they want to make the centaur, less human, which makes sense. But the only way they do that is one, by pointing the ears, and two, fucking with their nose.
Yeah, which the ears I'm down with, right?
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda fan here, right? I'm a sucker for some pointy ears. But
Mm.
why did we take these nice beautiful noses and just kind of squash them? Which this guy
Either squash them, get rid of them, or like elongate them to a point that's just, I don't know.
yeah, I don't want to spoil too much.
We'll talk about it. We'll
Yeah.
talk about it.
But
This
yeah.
one's not as bad as the other ones.
Correct. Like this one's trying. I'd give him like a 6.5. If his face was better, he'd probably be around like a 7.5 or 8. But like the face
Yeah.
is just, it's getting me a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like a 5 to 6. Yeah, he's cute.
Yeah, yeah, he's trying.
Something's off.
Yeah, and I like that he looks very stoic. There's the stars in the night sky. Really, if they would have just done that face differently, like it would have been great. But
Yes.
alas,
Yeah.
alas.
But so that's third edition and 3.5 Monster Manual. They just kind of keep the same art. And also basically verbatim lore from 3.0, except for a couple added facts. Now the Centaur's favorite melee weapon has changed from great clubs to long swords.
Interesting.
They've lowered the AC down to 14.
Makes sense.
And another interesting addition of giving centaurs dark vision, which we haven't seen until now, except for the desert centaurs, but we don't count those because they had 200 feet dark vision.
Yeah. They had night vision goggles for eyeballs. Like that was insane.
Yeah. But these ones just have normal dark vision. I think that's the standard going forward, which I think makes sense, considering that they are, within the realm of elves.
Yeah, I mean, Fey creatures for the most part have dark vision. Makes sense. The Feywild light just kind of works differently there, like it's.
Well, they're not counted as Fey quite yet, but they are getting to that point. I think, especially with the ears being pointier in this one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So on top of that, both the 3.0 and 3.5 Monster Manuals also give us some information about centaur characters. It's a little unclear whether or not they're talking about NPCs or if you can use these for PCs. But the sections do give a little bit of more flavor, stating that the centaur's favored classes are, of course, Ranger, with Bard and Druid falling close behind. And sometimes clerics of Scarret, though they both state this is kind of rare for centaurs to do.
That makes sense.
And then 3.5 adds on to this even more by giving specific stats and abilities that a centaur character would possess, including they can have 2 feats due to their levels as a monstrous humanoid. They also get a +3 natural armor bonus.
Nice.
And they have bonus languages on top of Sylvan and Elven, which they can choose between Common, Gnome, and Halfling, which I thought was an interesting addition because before, centaurs were kind of just like, gnomes and halflings are there, they're fine.
Yeah, they're annoying.
Yeah, but it's surprising more now that they're just like, oh, we know their languages as well, which I don't know, maybe they've updated their trading. Who knows?
Yeah, I like to think that in the lore, that's just like centuries of them just tolerating them. Like, all right, you're annoying, but like we'll deal with you. And then it's like, all right, I guess we'll learn how to converse with you in your native tongue. All right, yeah, all right, fine. You seem nice enough. Yeah. You make the nice wooden spoons. All right.
I just imagine like a halfling talking a centaur's ear off in their language, and the centaur just answers back in halfling, and the halfling's like, oh, friend.
Yeah, you do care.
That's another duo we need, a centaur and halfling friendship. That'd be so cute.
Yes.
New characters, Andy.
New characters, that's right. Buddy characters, always.
Buddy characters.
To the end.
So yeah, 3.0, 3.5, their additions, or rather lack thereof, is not very hype, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, before I get too ahead of ourselves, we do have a few places where the centaurs make additional appearances in 3.5. We'll talk about those. You can judge for yourself whether or not these centaurs are cooler. Spoiler, I don't think they are.
Now, I'm not going to influence your opinion, but
you're wrong if you don't agree with me.
I am Dungeon Mistress after all. So if you're wrong, Tiamat swoops down and attacks.
Mm-hmm. Tarrasque.
A Tarrasque, that's right. A flock of Tarrasques.
A flock. Would they be called a flock? I need to know the plural nomenclature of Tarrasque.
They are in my game because, flock sounds like nice. You're like, oh, I bet that's pretty. It's not. It sounds majestic. It's the opposite.
It's scary.
Do they go south for the winter? They go to wherever you are for the winter.
Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. Anyway, so 3.5, centaurs show up again in our favorite magazine, Dungeon Magazine, number 103, published in 2003. In an article called Denizens of the Bright Desert. And once again, we return to the Bright Desert in the world of Greyhawk, back to our good friend, Rari the Traitor.
Oh, that guy. You just know, yeah, Mordenkainen is just like, yeah, that guy? Yeah, he still sucks. Fuck him. Nope. Hate that guy still. He's a traitor.
Oh, man. In this article, it's a very short article that kind of just expands a little on the second edition module and kind of updates it to 3.5 status. We talked about that module a little bit in the previous episode. And we were introduced to the desert centaurs, who this time have their own unique name. And Andy, you're gonna have to help me with this. I think it's Huelinair.
Huelinair or Huelinair. It's really hard to pronounce. Honestly, there's just too many E's. Can we get rid of some of these E's? I'm not sure what they're drawing from here. It's like part Portuguese, part like, Gothic German. I don't know what's going on, but it looks cool. But too many E's.
Yeah. I think I looked up what the word whaler, or like I tried to look up the word to see if it had any, translation. And I think like huela or whaler means something derogatory. I think it means like short.
Oh.
What was it? It was like, smelly.
That's worse. Oh.
Whaler in Spanish is smell.
Oh,
So I
well,
don't know how I feel about that,
it's
but
like, hey, horse dudes, you smell like horse.
smelly horse
You
dudes.
smelly horse
Back
dudes.
to the horde all over again.
Oh God, thought we were
No.
done with that. Jesus.
Yeah. So these desert centaurs, I'm not going to attempt the name again, are pretty much the same as the ones in the original module. There is unfortunately no new artwork for this new desert centaur, so we can't see if there's any improvement on their design, because if you guys remember last time, oh man,
Oof.
this desert centaur was ugly.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had the weird braids and the face. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, it was
was
very
bad.
much like I think the designers started from the armor and worked backwards because that was the only part of that centaur that looked good. Ugh.
Yeah. So honestly, I think maybe no artwork is better than what we saw. Because I think Annie, you gave it like a negative, so
I did,
a
I did.
0 is better.
Yeah. Mordecai is just like, no artwork.
No, we're good. And another disappointing exclusion from this little article is the fact that the Bright Desert Centaurs loathing for the man scorpions is nowhere to be found. Very upsetting.
This is man scorpion erasure. I will not stand for this.
Truly, I am upset.
Ugh.
Do better, people that add on to the Bright Desert. Do
Yeah,
better.
that's right. Like you put in this whole section about how, they will just like, genocide man scorpions on site. Now it's like, actually, they're fine now. Yeah. We just retconned all that. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Good job, designers. Jeez.
At least Rory's still a piece of shit.
That's
Actually,
right.
no. That's not true, because I was reading the module and it was saying something like Rory was trying to find a artifact. I think it was like called the Scorpion Crown or something. And apparently this artifact is what destroyed the Bright Desert, what turned it into a desert.
Huh.
And Rory's like, I want to get rid of this curse. He's doing it in a kind of a tyrannical way. He's taking over the area in order to find this artifact, but he wants to reverse the curse, and I'm like, that doesn't seem bad to me. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, it's like, well, you see, Rory is he's a complicated individual, and he's semi-reformed now.
I guess.
Boo! Boo!
Is.
Yeah. Let the bad guy be bad.
He seems like a chill dude.
Yeah, jeez.
But
silly.
So that's the Dungeon Magazine article. We also have 2 more appearances of the Centaur in 3.5, where we find them featured once again as playable races.
Ooh.
In both Races of Faerun, published in 2003, and in Races of the Wild, published in 2005. In Races of Faerun, we get a lot of new lore that can be utilized by both the players and the DM, which, oh my gosh, was honestly the lore I've been craving. You don't understand. I was like, finally something new. Since 2nd edition, there hasn't been like anything new. We've just been getting like scraps. But here we get all kinds of new information on the Centaur, history and society.
Nice.
For starters, instead of simply stating that the Centaurs live in temperate forests, this supplement actually gives specific areas of Faerun, such as, quote, the Shondalwood, the Dale Lands, the Great Dale, High Forest, and Tethir.
Nice. Yeah, those are, at least going off of my mental map of Faerun, those are like, that's a pretty wide range.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense, and it's a lot better than just saying, "Oh, they live in forests." It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, those hippies, they live in the woods. Am I right? They're real stinky. Am I right?
Oh,
No, this is much better. Yeah, the huela. No, this is much better. Much better.
Yeah. And actually, in terms of physiology too, we get some more information. So it says, on average, centaurs are around 6 to 8 feet long and 7 to 8 feet tall.
Damn. All right.
insane, yeah, and can weigh between 950 and 1,200 pounds,
Wow.
which is kind of a typical weight for a normal real world horse.
Yeah,
So
I was gonna say, I feel like this is the first time where the designers are like, okay, we've stood next to a horse and they're large. Like, for anybody that has not stood next to a real
have
life,
you seen a horse?
have you seen it? Yeah, like horses are huge.
They're crazy. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Like, I have never felt so powerless in my entire life as I was in college at the time. And I won't go into the context, but long story short, a horse stepped on my foot. And there was,
Oh no.
oh yeah, there was nothing I could do, right? I was calling the horse's name. I was smacking him. I was throwing my shoulder into the horse, and he was just kind of like, what are you going to do about it?
No way. I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah. I've never felt as powerless as I have in that moment. I was like, that horse does not give a fuck. There's not a damn thing I can do to move this animal. Horses are huge. So I'm glad that the designers are trying to like impart that. It's like, yeah, it's a horse, and there's just like a man part like on half of it. They're huge.
Yeah, it's I have to say my experience with horses was at the Ren Fair.
With
I
horse.
guess a horse, just one horse.
Yeah,
Truly,
only one.
actually one horse
Oh.
because that's all I've got to go on the Ren Fair, take my niece on top of a horse,
Nice.
and I was like, this is a fucking animal.
Yeah.
This is real, a real animal in our world, and it is giant. I'm like, my mind's blown.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
tell I don't get out of the house much.
That's why
I got my tiny 60-pound dog and my 10-pound cat, and that's it.
Yeah. I don't know why horses listen to us. It's like, well done, humans. You took this like behemoth that can kick you in the head and kill you, and you're like, no,
Yeah.
you listen to us now. Dang.
Yeah. So, our designers went out, touched grass, saw a horse. They're like, yeah, let's describe it. What they were bad at describing. So they once again, describe centaurs as well-muscled and handsome.
Mhm.
But the image in this book, oh man, this is the worst one for me yet. This guy is ugly.
Yeah, like he's well muscled. Like
Once again, it's just the face.
oh, it's so bad. Like, how did you describe it, Jade? It looks like he got hit in the face with a frying pan.
Yeah, his face is smushed. He's got a mullet going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is 2003.
Mhm.
Mullets are not in. I don't know what you're talking about. Like maybe
Yeah.
the rat tail.
Yeah.
But
Like this is like a drunken recollection that like your dad would have of what mullets looked like while he was in college in
Yeah.
the 80s. Like it
looks like your dad's drunken best friend. Like
yeah, think
I'm
like the villain, like the roided up villain from any 80s movie, right?
yes,
Chop off
yes.
his bottom half and stick him on a horse, and that's this guy. It's like, okay, he looks like vaguely European. He looks like he could, squish my head with his biceps.
Whatever that guy's name is from Back to the Future, Buzz or Biff or whatever.
Oh, it's Biff, yeah.
Biff, yeah, he looks like Biff.
Biff the Centaur, yeah. He's like,
No
hey.
hate to the actor who played Biff, but
Yeah. It's definitely typecast.
oh man,
Yeah, this guy's fighting for his fucking life, man, and he's not winning.
I'm giving him a negative. Like I don't know, I think he's worse than
Yeah.
the second edition Desert Centaur.
Yeah, he gets like a -5 for me. It's oof.
Oh man, I don't know.
bad.
Maybe it's the lighting, but I'm
Ugh.
not gonna be charitable.
Yeah. I will be mean, and you will deserve it, Centaur.
The poor Centaur.
Yeah,
Anyway,
oh.
so going back to the good parts of this book, the lore. In the lore and history of the centaurs, the section states that due to their long and pointed ears, centaurs may have some relation to the elves. So not quite Fae yet, Andy, but they're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah, and their relation to the elves has some rumors surrounding it, claiming that centaurs originated once again from Greek mixing of a wild elf and a wild mustang.
Oh my.
The section humorously asserts that both the elves and the centaurs take offense to this notion And Mustangs, they don't have an opinion either way.
Damn, Mustangs. Okay.
They're like, we're gonna do our horse things, you know?
It's like, hey, man, if some elves want to do it with us, no judge.
Oh man. I resent that notion, says the elves.
Yes.
Growing up, centaurs are able to walk from the moment after they're born. Normal horse things,
Yeah, normal
they
horse
stand
things.
up right after.
Yeah.
And centaurs are said to have very short lives. They are considered a child up until 2 years of age, and adolescent until 5. And
Okay.
then from 5, they are determined to be adults and are thrown a huge party in celebration of their coming of age.
Nice. Love that.
hmm Most centaurs live until the age of 40, but some have lived until 60.
Mm-hmm.
And once an older centaur's time has come to an end, most of the time they'll go into the woods and die peacefully, giving their body back to the forest.
That's very poetic. It's like a
Yeah.
nice, like a very aware kind of like bestial thing to do. I like that.
Yeah. I'm sad they don't live very long, but I guess I don't know how long a horse lives. I guess I should
like
have looked that up.
around that time, actually.
Around that time.
Yeah, around that time. Yeah. So don't live as long as people, but still live a long time. It makes sense. They have massive bodies, big metabolisms.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
And then the lore also gives more specifics on female centaurs' roles in society. It's no longer they just stay home and they administer the tribe. I see that word
Administer.
all over second edition.
Yeah.
Is like administer. This time they're given specific duties, which are described as facilitating trade and cultivation for the community.
Mm-hmm.
So they take care of farming, making sure that they have that kind of food, while the male centaurs get additional food from hunting, and they trade with other groups, especially elves. It does say in this lore that centaurs are a bit more tolerable of other races, with the text stating that though they prefer the company of their own kinds, centaurs are relatively affable to other creatures so long as they respect the sanctity of the woods and its denizens, of course.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, and where we are in the lore, it's been a couple hundred years since, the first edition, so they're like, all right, these people are kind of annoying, but like they're respectful of the, the woods and nature, and, these guys, I don't know, they're fine, just don't touch the trees, like, that makes sense.
Yeah, but they still have some prejudices when it comes to trading specifically. Centaurs still only prefer to do business with elves, because they find humans untrustworthy and greedy.
Ouch.
So, yeah.
But also fair.
Fair.
You got me.
In terms of stats, as a centaur player character, the stats are relatively similar to those seen in the Centaur character section of 3.5 Monster Manual. Their favorite class is still Ranger. Though again, Bard and Druid are right behind that. I don't think it mentioned anything about being Cleric. But I guess that's probably still an option. Also, their natural armor bonus is now only +2 instead of +3. And they have the option of different feats based on their equine composition and their status as a monstrous humanoid.
Okay. All right.
So Centaur PCs automatically gain the Spirited Charge and the Trample feats. This is based on their horse half. And the Spirited Charge is a charge attack that, if it hits, does double damage with a melee weapon or triple damage if it's with a lance.
Damn, weapon of war indeed. Okay.
Yeah, I'd be charging everywhere.
Yeah. I'm charging right now.
And the trample feat means if you attempt to run over the enemy, they cannot dodge.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so they don't have the option to like do it. What we in 5e would probably call a dex save. They don't have that option anymore.
Yeah. It's just vehicular manslaughter Centaur edition.
Hit and run,
Hit and
folks.
run, bitch.
And then for their monstrous humanoid features, they can, like I said, gain 2 more feats of any of their choosing. But the section states that the best feats to choose for the Centaur PC would usually be the hoof weapon focus, and the natural armor improvement.
Hmm.
A centaur can make 2 hoof attacks, that at base level does 1d6 plus strength of damage per attack.
Mm-hmm.
But the weapon focus for the hoof improves this hoof attack by adding +1 to the attack.
Nice. Double
Mhm.
damage. Love that.
Not damage, it adds to hit.
Oh, well, okay. Not double damage, but more reliable damage. Ah.
It might hit more.
Yeah. Math hard for me, apparently, today.
The other feat allows Centaur PCs to improve their natural armor, which would probably be a good feat to take since the armor for Centaur PCs can be very expensive. Yeah, the section goes on to state that centaurs typically use armor that is meant for horses, called barding, as we mentioned. This barding actually can cost 4 times as much as the armor for a medium-sized humanoid character.
Whew.
Yeah. So for example, the section gives this example that a +1 studded leather barding goes for about 1,250 gold pieces.
Jesus. That is a lot for +1 studded leather. My goodness.
Yeah. And that's I think compared to like just a regular studded leather was like 25.
Yeah.
That's regular. It's not +1 or magic. But still that's a lot.
Yeah, that's quite the markup.
Yeah. And so most of that, cost is going to be the magic portion of the armor.
Of course.
But that's still a lot of gold for just 1 piece.
Yeah.
And that's not to mention that though you're getting a higher AC if you get the armor, you're still losing speed, first of all, as well as gaining a larger penalty to stealth, which as a large creature, centaurs already have a disadvantage on.
Oof. So,
Yeah.
safe to say, it's just better to go all natural in this case.
Better for anyone, honestly, if you know what I mean.
Oh!
Oh, oh no, and he's doing that thing where he bounces his eyebrows up. Again.
Suggestive. Finally, we take a look at the book Races of the Wild, which was published in 2005. This book is an updated version of Races of Faerun, in which we were fully expecting the Centaur section to just be a copy and paste version of the book. But surprisingly, Races of the Wild makes the Centaur its own.
More lore.
Yeah, and let me tell you, thank the gods they did, because the image for the Centaur in this book is planes better than the one in Faerun. Oh my goodness.
So much better. So much better.
Yeah.
I see that it kind of do, again, a little more, or I would just say a little less humanoid in the face, but it's still natural and it's still hot.
It is. Like, Jade, describe for us what we got here, because we've got 2 centaurs here.
Yeah, we got a male centaur who kind of looks like oh gosh, what's that movie with Mel Gibson where he's like a Viking?
Braveheart.
character?
Braveheart.
Braveheart.
He's
yeah,
he's a
like
Highlander.
Braveheart.
Yeah. Little
Yeah, he
brave.
kind of looks exactly like Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
And then we kind of have a centaur that looks like the one wildling girl from Game of Thrones.
Oh, Egret.
Egret.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
See, Andy has the memory. I do not.
I have watched many a show and movie, you see.
So as you can imagine, they're both hot.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And the nose, I feel like the brow, I think, is what gives it a little less humanoid. But it's still like they don't have a tiny brow and like a smushed face.
Yeah, that's
At
it.
the same time.
They give them like it's still like it's a fuller face, but the proportions are still a bit more humanoid, a bit more elvish in that way. So it doesn't look as like jarring. Also, I like how they went with longer ears, but not like wider ears.
Yeah.
So it does
Yeah.
give that kind of like Fey influence, but without being like, ugh, what's going on here?
I like too that they showed the barding
Yeah.
on the female centaur. She has like all studded leather armor
Mm-hmm.
on her torso and on the horse body, and it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which of course we've got boob armor, but it's
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
3.5. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna
To
do?
be fair, it is all covered, and I'm like, yeah, that's fair. Women have boobs.
Oh no, it's tasteful. It's just
Oh, well, people have boobs, I should say.
people have boobs. That's right. That's right.
It is tasteful, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very tasteful. Yeah, it's just always funny. Boob armor's funny to me. It makes me chuckle because I'm like, there's no utility in that. But
Gotta have room for the girls, okay?
yeah.
Gotta have room.
Yes. Well, I'm sure we'll debate this in some future armor episode. Um,
Probably. But a good 7, I would say. 7 or
oh
8 for
yeah,
these centaurs.
I'd say 8 for both. Easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're both hot.
Mm, yeah.
Um, now in this book, centaurs are said to stand about 7 feet tall and weigh about 2,100 pounds. Compare that to previously when the max weight was 1,200 pounds. So they are almost 1,000 pounds heavier. But this makes sense because it looks like the horse half of these centaurs is that of a draft horse, which, according to the interwebs, can weigh up to 1,800 pounds. Compare that to a typical horse, which is going to weigh somewhere between 900 to 1,200 pounds. So,
Yeah, we were a little dubious about the 18 or the 2,100 pounds because I'm like, that cannot be how big a horse. But apparently, draft horses can get that big. Again, horses are huge.
horses are huge, yeah, and draft horses especially. Like, for any listeners that like don't know what a draft horse is, if you think like those old like Budweiser commercials, those gigantic horses that like pull the Budweiser, I guess, delivery carriage or whatever, those are draft horses. They are huge. They
Mhm.
are absurdly large animals. You are like, this is like the elephant of North America. Dear God. So yeah, it's if the bottom half is a draft horse, that's plausible. That's definitely plausible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only other change to the stats is that the natural armor of a centaur PC goes up to a +3 again. I'm thinking this was a design change to like rebalance. I'm guessing originally they were like, oh, +3 is a little bit much and balance down, and then players were like, hey, we're getting hit a lot. Okay, well we'll we'll put it back up again for
Yeah,
you.
especially again when the armor is so expensive, you're not gonna go for that. You're gonna go for the natural armor bonus, which if it's just +3 at the beginning level, it's kind of um not a good feat to take, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're already a large creature taking that stealth penalty, it just makes sense that like you're going to have a slightly higher natural AC
Yeah.
to be fair and balanced.
TM.
TM, that's right. Along with different suggestions for certain centaur encounters, this section also gives us another kind of centaur monster, the centaur courser. Now, the centaur courser is a barbarian who usually leads a small pack of centaurs who use range attacks to cover for the barbarian leader's melee attacks, right? So, you picture here's this big hulking, I assume draft horsey, type centaur screaming, swinging a big axe. And then there's just a hail of arrows that are going over their head towards you, the terrified player. Good luck.
I thought it was really unique too because I never really thought about having a centaur barbarian, but I think that's a really cool idea.
Yeah. Especially because the Centaur Courser usually carries a masterwork greatsword that has a 2d8 plus 9. So that's cool. And then they can also use the Barbarian Rage ability once a day. Coursers are no joke. Also, due to their high dexterity, they can use the Uncanny Dodge ability, which allows creatures to retain their dexterity bonus, even when flat-footed or attacked by an invisible foe. Now, flat-footed here means that before you've taken your turn in initiative during a fight, you cannot use your dex modifier to your armor class, and you can also not make opportunity attacks. The Courser's just like, no, I actually just get to do all of those things. Fuck you. Now
That always seemed kind of confusing me to have your now you have to think about what your AC is before your dex modifier. Where
yeah.
now in 50, you just kind of do it all at once.
Yeah, it's a bit more streamlined.
Yeah.
Now, the uncanny dodge ability is normally only available to rogues at level 4 and barbarians at level 2. Which, we were kind of thinking as we were doing research that this was kind of interesting to us as 5e heads, because we're normally, just thinking, oh, this is just like a rogue and like a sometimes monk thing.
Mhm.
So even more surprising to us that the barbarian got that ability quicker than the rogue in 3.5, but I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense, I think, for the mechanics, like the flat-footed thing.
Yeah,
Whereas in 5e, it's more about like you can dodge more easily in attack. So
yeah, and when your only armor is your big manly or womanly or NBE chest, it makes sense you'd just get better at dodging.
yeah. Mhm.
Now, the lore of the Centaur in Races of the Wild does a better job than Races of Faerun at combining both the forest-dwelling and nomadic nature of the Centaur, stating, quote, "Centaurs inhabit the plains and forests in tribes of varying size. Even though they build permanent shelters and live in one place for many years at a time, Centaurs roam from their homes on a regular basis, ranging over great distances and relatively short amounts of time." End quote.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that change. Because I was like, there needs to be some kind of balance between the nomadic nature which you've seen in previous editions, as well as the um just like forest dwelling nature. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it takes a in third edition they were just like, oh no, they're just landlocked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They stay in the forest, and I like this. They're kind of bringing back the nomadic nature.
Yeah, right. Centaurs are migratory again. Um, which, speaking of, centaurs are stated to migrate depending on the seasons, and their settlements, though primitive, are well fortified and organized so that the centaurs are able to either surround a foe quickly or make a fast escape.
Mm.
Yeah. Now, typically, a tribe of centaurs is led by both a wise druid and by the hunters of the tribe. The druid uses their knowledge of the land to guide the tribe to new areas, although the hunters do have the ultimate sway, as their knowledge will determine how much food the tribe will be able to eat. Kind.
Yeah, it seems like these two groups would probably butt heads a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
ultimately food is more important, I
Yeah,
think.
food's more important, and I think it's one of those things. Once again, hats off to the designers here of kind of putting in, you have one group, the druids, who understand, the living in harmony with nature, sustainability, et cetera, then the hunters who are like, yeah, but also we have to eat. So
Mm.
I feel like that back and forth creates, that kind of harmonious way that they exist with their environment.
And that could be a good thing to just bring in as a like small one shot. You come across a group of centaurs and the hunters and the druids are fighting, and now you have to like figure out a solution for them, you
Mm-hmm,
know?
mm-hmm. Especially if you, as the players, just had a nice successful hunt and are carrying around some extra meat.
Mm.
Now, a unique addition in this book is that we also get some naming conventions of centaurs, which is pretty cool. Their first names are usually multisyllabic and include letters like Z, X, R, and Y. And then their surnames are usually one syllable. The examples in the book include we have male names like Brinzin, Denrix, Kezrin, Tyrix, and Zern. Female names like Aliri, Bis, Rena, and Zeri. And then family names like Bree, I think it's Jeer with a G,
Mm.
Hop,
Yeah.
Tor, and Zeem. I really like Hop.
Hop.
Just kind of hopping around.
Denrix Hop.
Yes, Denrix Hop.
Honestly, the male name sounds like something an NB person would change their name to. So, here's some good examples for you guys.
That's right.
Honestly, love Denrix.
Yeah, yes. Denrixes in the audience rise up. Now, stat-wise for player character centaurs, they're a little bit different, with the Dex ability score getting a +2, and their intelligence score subtracting 2. A little bit different than previously, where we just got bumps. Centaur PCs start as medium-sized creatures, and then at 6th level become large-sized creatures.
Yeah.
I guess you're growing up as you adventure. They are proficient with longswords, longbows, and simple weapons, but not with shields or armor. And then the favored class, of course, remains the Ranger, because, of course.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting that they didn't give them proficiency in shields and armor because
Mhm.
we've seen them carry shields throughout all the editions.
Yeah.
And then the armor, I'm like, well, again, you're just gonna go for that natural armor feat. You're not gonna care about getting armor.
Yeah.
Which I thought was weird.
Yeah, they're like, your big buff chest is good enough. You don't need armor. You're
You're a big
fine.
guy. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
you're big.
Uh, all right. So now we're gonna move into 4th edition, which again another turn of events, but I really love 4th edition for the centaurs.
Yeah, that's
You,
different for you, Jayde. Normally you've got
I
smoke for 4th edition.
normally I do, but honestly, 4th edition was probably my favorite edition for the centaurs, and I'm like, this is wrong. Something is wrong here.
What's happening?
The world's upside down. So after all of the places that centaurs show up in 2nd and 3rd edition, I'm sure you all will be pleased to know that in 4th edition, centaurs only appear once in Monster Manual 2, published in 2009.
Thank God.
As usual, when it comes to 4th edition, we get a lot of new stat blocks for different types of centaurs and a unique change in lore. And again, I'm not mad at these changes in 4th edition, especially with the image for 4th edition for the centaurs. They're back to being hot.
They're back to being hot.
Me tell you, these centaurs, 10 out of 10.
Whew, yeah.
10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, look at here. So, I mean, and obviously we have different centaur subtypes, which they're illustrating. But we've got one centaur here, a female centaur who's in like an action shot. You know, she's got this absurdly large longbow. Her hair's flowing back behind her in the breeze. You know, she looks epic as hell. Next to her is this like male centaur who is wearing nothing but the tattoos that cover his body. Yeah, he's got this, you know, gigantic Zweihander. For those of you who aren't sword nerds, it's a you know, two-handed greatsword. In this action pose, he looks fucking fantastic. Then we've got another one over here who's obviously, you know, like a magic user. Her eyes are glowing. You know, she has like swirls of elemental energy swirling around her. They look great. They look so
awesome.
good.
I love the different coloration too. Like, we haven't really seen centaurs with like different skin tones. I mean, besides the ones in the desert, which I thought was kind of niche, but these ones all have different colorations in their horse half and their human half, and they just all look gorgeous.
Yeah, it's easy 10 out of 10. Knocked out of the park. Well done, 4th edition. No notes. Goddamn.
Claps for 4th edition.
Sorry, claps for 4th edition.
And not only is the image good, like I said, the lore in this case changes for the better, as this is the first time that centaurs are actually categorized as fey creatures.
Nice.
So, you know, we've been hinting at this for a while, especially in 3rd edition with the pointed ears. But in Monster Manual 2, centaurs are said to be wild creatures who love the thrill of battle and will often sell out their combat services to other creatures, especially other fey.
Mercenary centaurs. Love it.
That's actually one of the stat blocks too. We'll get to that. But centaurs tend to live in the steppes of the Feywild near fresh streams and protective caves. And as we mentioned before, the Forgotten Realms universe contains a multitude of other places of existence called planes.
Oh, so many planes.
So many planes. The material plane is where the majority of the campaigns in the Forgotten Realms takes place, usually on the planet of Toril. But there are some that take place on other planes, like the Feywild. The Feywild is exactly how it sounds. It is a magical forest realm full of fairies and pixies and other fey creatures. So that's mainly where the centaurs live, and then on the material plane, centaurs also tend to live near Elven lands.
Hmm.
Sorry, my dog just started playing with her toy. What's the matter, pretty? You need attention. Sorry about that, guys. My dog needed some well-deserved attention,
Mm-hmm.
but we're back.
Mm-hmm. We're back. Yes, she did in fact need attention.
Poor baby.
Sweet
She's
Rue.
so precious. Okay. So centaurs are still highly protective of their lands in this edition and will attack those who trespass. Visitors to centaur settlements must be respectful and bring gifts to the centaurs for passage through. Centaur society is relatively simple. The male centaurs, once again, are the hunters and providers of the tribes. And this time in the book, they say that the female centaurs are strong, mystical leaders of the tribe.
Ooh, mystical, right? The mysterious
Mhm.
female horse form. Ooh,
Horsewoman form.
horsewoman form.
Yeah, I'm happy that we've moved now to the female centaurs kind of being the leaders of the tribe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But in like a, just a communal kind of sense, which I like a lot more.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely brings some I guess like uniqueness in a way, right? It's not just the same like we are a tribal society, we are. No, it's interesting now. And I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of community too, a lot of the punishments for serious crimes in Centaur society actually revolve around community in that the biggest punishment, of course, is exile from the
Oh.
tribal lands, and the members of the tribes are forbidden to lend aid to the exiled.
Oh man, they get full on shunned. I like it. That's cool.
Yeah, the book actually made the joke of members of the tribe are not to lend hand or hoof to the exile. It's like good on you, Fori.
Yeah, yeah. It's like there's the rules lawyer centaur. Well, actually, I have 4 hooves and I can help with those. Yeah, that's great.
Wrong, you can't.
You can't.
And then of course, as Fori likes to do as well, the section also emphasizes the centaurs' connections to certain gods. They just love throwing in the gods now
Mm-hmm.
in fourth
Mm-hmm.
edition. Both the god Cord and the goddess Melora represent the centaurs' fierce devotion to the wild forces of the forest.
Okay.
So Cord, who is actually originally part of the Greyhawk pantheon,
Mm-hmm.
but he's moved to the Forgotten Realms, is described in the 4E player's handbook as the god of battle.
Okay.
And the centaurs follow Cord's creed to a T, and those who are truly devoted to battle have even gained the ability to use lightning and thunder powers, which we'll talk
Ooh,
about.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm
Yeah,
invested.
very cool. And then the goddess of the wilderness and the sea, Melora, on the other hand, represents both the peaceful and chaotic side of nature, in which, in her name, the centaurs will fiercely protect the sanctity of the forest.
Nice. I will say, while I normally find a lot of 4E lore changes to be dubious,
Mm-hmm,
to
mm-hmm.
say the least, I really like this change. I think, and I don't know if this was the game designer's intent or not, but I think this kind of plays more to the duality of centaurs as, being fierce, ferocious warriors and combatants, and then also, that caring shepherd of nature that they've kind of been cultivated to be through the editions. I really like this.
Yeah, adding on the levels with the gods, I think, helps a lot, especially when it in a universe that just is covered with them,
Yeah.
you know.
We've had 2 whole sunderings, Jade. They've been here twice.
Unlike Kryn, where the gods have mysteriously disappeared, they're
Yeah.
all over the place in Forgotten
Yeah, yeah,
Realms.
yeah, yeah. Good luck with the dragons. And here it's like, the gods are dragons sometimes. Or a guy with 7 canaries. Don't worry about it, but also don't steal
Don't
from
worry
his shop.
about it. In terms of stat blocks, here we go with the stat blocks. There are 5 different types of centaurs,
Damn.
including Centaur Hunter, Ravager, Mystic, Fey Charger, and Campaigner.
Mmm.
Mhm. The Centaur Hunter, of course, is the 4E version of the typical Centaur.
Nice.
The stats are updated for E rules, starting with an AC of 25.
Casual.
and an HP of 96. Yeah, as we said before, for some reason the AC in 4E is ridiculously high,
Yeah.
even though I think a 25 even isn't even that high.
No, it's not. I think like actually like tough enemies have ACs of like, 40.
Yeah.
So, still though.
It's strange to me, but I'm just like, as a 5E person, I'm like 25.
Like
It's Lord Almighty, how are you supposed to hit that?
seems like a lot.
Yeah. And then for melee, the Centaur Hunter will use a Bastard Sword, which does 1d10 plus 4 damage, with an extra 1d6 if the Centaur is charging.
Dang, okay.
hmm The Centaur Hunter will also use Quick Kick, which is actually used as a reaction to another creature moving into a space that flanks the Centaur Hunter.
Oh man, I love that. It's just a no bitch. Whoosh, sneak up
Yeah.
on me?
You-
Not
no sneaky.
no sneaky.
I kind of wish they would keep that in 5e. Just like a reaction when someone tries to flank you. That's interesting. I don't know if that's a rule that you could do.
I mean, there you probably could. Granted, that is like a feat or class feature for player
Mm,
characters. It's what we'd call like a sentinel ability. But I mean, still,
mm.
I'm all for it. DMs, do it.
Let us kick.
Yes, I wish to kick.
And then the Centaur Hunter naturally is most adept with the bow and can use attacks like lightning fast shot, which allows the Centaur to attack with 2 arrows at once, aiming for the same target or 2 different targets.
hmm
They can use Charger Arrow, which pushes a target back 3 squares and knocks them prone on a hit.
Okay.
And then they can also use Triple Shot, which, like Lightning Fast Shot, allows the Centaur to target up to 3 different creatures.
Okay. I like this. Yeah, the much more adaptable on the battle board. I really like that.
Yeah, I think the typical Centaur has gotten a lot of good attacks in 4E.
Yeah.
And then with all the other stat blocks, we'll just get a huge variety.
hmm hmm
Um, which, speaking of moving on to the next, is the Centaur Ravager, which is said to delight in battle with a quote mixture of ecstasy and rage.
Oh, damn. We're getting a little chaosy. All right. All right. For
Yeah,
the
kind of
war.
bringing back the Centaur Barbarian a bit.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
Ravager.
I like
Yeah,
it.
uh the Ravager has 150 HP. Its AC does go down to 24.
Makes sense.
But I think it's because, yeah, it's more of a melee um monster. It uses a great sword. And the majority of its attacks involve either pushing the enemy back and or knocking them prone.
As one does when one is a meat shield.
Next we have the Centaur Mystic, who again is essentially a druid type that draws its magic from nature, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The Centaur Mystic has an AC of 27 and 126 HP.
Mhm.
It uses a quarterstaff and uses attacks like Root Wit Staff, Ancestral Chargers, Mystic Resonance, and Biting Earth.
Very cool ability names, I have to say.
Yeah, they've got the names down in for the centaurs at least.
Yeah. 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 Oh yeah.
The Root Whip Staff. Try saying that 10 times fast.
I will not.
Slides. I decline.
I refuse.
Slides the target 3 spaces and slows them 4 rounds.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then the Ancestral Chargers is a close blast that can affect a target's will or fortitude.
That's
If the
charisma
attack,
or constitution for 5e heads.
yeah, pretty much. um, if the attack hits the target's will, then the attack does 3d8 plus 5 psychic damage.
Woo! Okay.
And if it hits the target's fortitude, then the target is knocked back 2 spaces and knocked prone.
Dang. Yeah, that's my bitch. See
Yeah.
ya.
And then this ability actually can recharge if a centaur within 10 spaces of the mystic drops to 0 HP.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, the mystic seems to be working in tandem with other centaurs.
Mm-hmm.
So, mhm.
Yeah.
Um and that includes its other move, which is Mystic Resonance, which allows the Centaur Mystic to heal itself and any ally it sees for 10 HP.
Okay, that's not nothing.
And also allows them to make a saving throw against any effect.
Oh, see, now that's the better part of that ability. That's
Yes.
dangerous.
Yeah, they don't have to wait till their turn to make a saving throw, which is crazy.
Yeah, hold monster. I think you meant held monster because he's free now. Go kill him.
Kill him now.
Kill him now.
And then finally, we have Biting Earth, which creates an area of Biting Earth, which, if any enemy ends their turn in the area, will become immobilized.
Oh man, not even a
Mhm.
save.
No say. Well, they can voluntarily take some damage to automatically save against this effect, but it will cost them 3d8 damage.
Oh man, that's nasty.
Yeah. And then this area lasts until the mystic's next turn and can be recharged if the mystic is bloodied, i.e., its HP goes below half.
Oh wow, yeah,
Mhm.
rechargeable battle control or battlefield control. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. The mystic's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Gonna be honest. And next we have the Centaur Fey Charger, which has AC of 34
Woo! Woo-hoo!
and 172 HP.
It's a big boy. Oh.
Yeah. That's not even the biggest one. Wait till we get to the campaigner.
Oh God.
The Fey Charger uses a Bastard Sword as well as the Quick Kick. But their majority of their attacks uses lightning or thunder damage.
Thematic.
Yep, this comes in with the loyalty to Cord. This includes a rather powerful attack called Storming Charge. Storming Charge on a hit does 2d10 plus 7 melee damage.
Okay.
Plus 2d6 lightning damage.
Okay.
And allows the Fey Charger to make a secondary attack.
Oh my God.
I'm not even done yet. Wait. This secondary attack is a close burst attack that does 1d8 plus 6 thunder damage and knocks the target prone and marks them, which essentially means that they take a penalty on attack rolls.
Damn. See, now when you describe stuff like that, Jade, can you see why there were criticisms of 4th edition being too video gamey? Like that
Yeah.
That to me,
can see
that seems like you're in like the Dark Souls, right? Like type fight. And it's like, man, this centaur ain't oh no, there's half my health bar gone and I'm debuffed. What the yeah, that's what they
fair.
were getting
Yeah,
at.
when you put it like that does make a lot of sense. But I don't know. I think it's kind of cool that it has a lot of cool attacks. It is kind of a little broken that it does it one after another. But yeah, I can understand.
Yeah. As a DM, I love it. As a player, I'm horrified.
The balance between the two, it's hard.
That's right. Inside you, there are two people. One is a DM, one is a player. They're both angry and both scared.
One loves artificers and one hates them.
One hates
Looking at you,
artificers.
Andy.
One hates artificers, one is the artificer.
Yep, so that's a pretty crazy attack. So as we mentioned before, these attacks go back to the followers of Cord, who gain these elemental abilities by doing well in battle. And the lore also goes on to state that Fey Chargers are often seen as knights in the Eladrin court.
Ooh, okay, that's cool.
And Eladrin, correct me if I'm wrong, Andy, but Eladrin are basically elves who are native to the Feywild, and who consider themselves the realm's nobility and royalty.
Yeah, they are like kind of considered the first elves because elves originated in the Feywild,
Mhm.
and they take that very seriously, and they will let you know about it.
They will, don't mess with the Fae.
No, do
Don't mess
not,
with
do
the
not.
Eladrin.
They will steal your name. That's real. That's canon. That's fact. If they ask you for your name, if they say, "Can I have your name?" you do not give it to them.
Give them
Um,
nothing.
yes, you say, "I will not give you my name, but I can let you know my name." Um,
Mm,
Also, do
mm.
not accept any gifts in the Feywild. Don't do that. We'll talk
Nope.
about that in a
Mm-mm.
later episode. But don't. If any of you for some reason get transported to the Feywild, if somebody's like, "Hey, would you like this gift?" politely say, "No, thank you."
Yeah, you got to be extra careful with your words.
Yeah, it's not a good place.
No. um, and then finally we have the Centaur Campaigner, who are battle wizened leaders who bring decades of experience to a fight.
Okay.
These Centaur Campaigners are no joke. They have an AC of 42
Ooh!
and 230 HP.
Jesus.
So they can take a kick and they can deal one back as well.
Yeah,
Literally.
literally.
The campaigner actually has two different hoof attacks. The standard quick kick, and then the hoofed tornado. Great name, great name.
That's great. It's fantastic.
The hoof tornado does 3d8 plus 8 melee damage, and then 1d6 plus 4 thunder damage.
Damn. Okay. All right.
And the target's knocked prone,
Oh.
and they're marked until the Centaur's campaigner's next turn.
Jesus Christ. That's
I know.
brutal.
The ands are just killing me.
Yeah.
And we got that, and we got this, and we got that.
We've got riders. We've got riders for your riders. We got damage and effect riders for your damage and effect riders.
And the Centaur campaigner can also fly.
Oh, gee. No,
Yep,
why?
They have the ability Skybound, which gives them a flying speed of 8 until its next turn. And if it ends its turn in the sky, the campaigner will actually just float back down without taking any fall damage.
Jayde, I'm so scared of this centaur. It's a storm. It's a storm on 4 hooves. What's happening?
Who needs a Pegatar when you just got a
Yeah. That's right. Oh man.
Yeah, truly, I would not want to mess with a 4E Centaur.
No.
And considering that 3E was so lackluster, Andy, I think we could move the award for hardest edition to 4E.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I thought, should we say it together?
Let's say it together.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Fourth edition goes hard. Man, yeah, that's insane. That is the end of the episode for now, folks. We didn't anticipate 3rd edition to be so long, but that just means that there was all the more lore to talk about. We know you all have been patiently waiting for the end of the episode scenario, and we promise to have an extra special one at the end of part 3. Until then, enjoy another sneak peek of our scenario. Once explained, the rules for the bouts were simple. A competitor loses when they are forced from the ring or their back hits the ground. Striking opponents was against the rules, but any type of grapple or hold was permissible. Bouts went by relatively quickly. Centaurs slammed into and pinned each other. Elves employed complex and acrobatic holds that worked well against their 2-legged opponents, but proved ineffective against their powerful, equine-bodied foes. One particularly unlucky elf was hurled from the ring, which was met with cries from the crowd that turned to cheers when he indicated he was okay with a shaky thumbs up. Britomar grinned and gave the elf a wink as she was named the victor of that round. The final 2 competitors stood facing each other, a male centaur with a heavily scarred torso and a large mountain of a human woman. "Go get him, Bee!" Trina cheered, raising her small fist in the air. The centaur extended a hand, speaking to Britomar in a language that seemed to flow together like a running stream, punctuated with syllables as crisp as an autumn breeze. "Oi, mate, I've no idea what you're saying," Britomar said, shaking the outstretched hand. "But believe me when I say I'm looking forward to putting my hands on you."
Thanks for joining us on Browsing the Bestiary. Be sure to subscribe for more episodes and check out our Patreon at Browsing the Bestiary, all one word.
There you can keep up to date on any new pod-related announcements, access reference pages for each episode, and download character sheets for characters featured in our story times. You can also comment on what you think the next monster will be, and if you get it right, you'll get inspiration.
And if you're something of a lore master yourself, you can offer us corrections for any facts we got wrong. If you catch something we missed, you may get a shout out in a future episode.
Remember to cite your sources.
I'm Dungeon Mistress Jayde.
And I'm Lore Master Andy.
Until next time, may your dice rolls be high
and your adventurers ever prepared.